Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of KI Talkshow, the talk show where we talk about inspiring stories to level up your game, and we have artificial intelligence to help us to figure out the big questions of this life. I'm Ferdinand and I'm here with the artificial intelligence Deedee. Hello Deedee.
Hey folks, so glad to have you here with us. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us from the start, today's episode is one you won't want to miss. We're talking about the most effective ways to become successful. No shortcuts, just real strategies. It's not always about luck or being in the right place at the right time. It's about the mindset, habits, and principles that drive extraordinary achievements.
Yeah, right. So what are the key ingredients for you to be successful in whatever you are doing? These are the questions. Because I must confess by myself, I'm not that successful in being successful. But I'm trying hard. Every day I put the effort in, and at work, at home, or even here doing my hobby on a podcast, I'm trying to achieve the best. Now, Deedee, I would like to know from you, how did you get to the key ingredients of what you need to be successful?
I pulled these strategies from a mix of timeless principles that successful people have often shared and observed over the years. These ingredients are common themes in the lives of those who have achieved remarkable success, and they all have deep roots in psychology, personal development, and business success theories.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind, Deedee, as an artificial intelligence who knows everything, that you need in order to be successful? What is it? Tell me, please.
All right, number one on the list, persistence.
Oh.
Success rarely happens overnight, and it's the ability to keep going even when things are tough that separates the winners from the quitters.
Oh, that's so true. In Germany, I have one example of persistence, which is there's one show which shows on the TV, and usually the young guys, they used to watch that. It's called Deutschland sucht den Superstar, and that's about a casting show for singers to become famous, and they sing, and then they have the casting until you have at the very end, you have the champion. And there is one guy which is very, very bad singer. He's completely off the tone and no rhythm, nothing. And his name, Deedee, can you help me? What was his name?
Menderes Bagchi, a contestant who participated in every season but never really performed well. He was often mocked because of his repeated appearances and his weak performances. Nevertheless, he became somewhat of a cult figure.
Yeah, so he persisted so much time after time, he going to that casting show and just getting really killed. He was getting like beat up from the judges who told, hey guy, you don't have any talent. You don't sing so well, you don't look so well, so nice, you don't move, you cannot dance, you can't do anything. What are you even doing here? Go home. And that time over time, it's 12 years, year after year, he taking part in that contest. And at a certain time, one of the judges, Dieter Bohlen, is a very famous guy. He just said, okay, you know what? Just I let you join the next phase of the contest, and they make a trip and have a lot of classes. Even though he's so bad, he became really this cult figure, and he took part in so many different TV shows and became really a person who has a certain fame. So he achieved quite a good level of success only by persisting. He doesn't have anything, but he has this persistence. And there are so many other stories, right?
That's so true. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He's often quoted as saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine being told by so many people that you're wasting your time with all those experiments. Yet he kept pushing forward, knowing that each failure brought him closer to the solution.
Yeah, exactly. It's despite of these setbacks, they just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep going. That is a perfect example of someone who is not about avoiding failure and having the right solution and having the best thing, the best plan, but it's about keeping going, even though the things get tough. So, but for us, of course, persistence, we say it's the number one thing for you to be successful. But at time it can be really hard to keep pushing and keep going. So Deedee, can you help us out here? So how can we have the power or get the motivation to really push forward and keep going? Because that can be really hard.
You're right. It can be quite challenging to persist on certain topics. But first things first, set a clear and compelling goal. Persistence is a lot easier when you know exactly what you're working toward, right? If your goal is something you really care about, it's much easier to stay motivated.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. To have a goal, clear goal. Even if you start doing some gymnastics or you want to start moving, do some more exercise. If you set a goal of, if you don't have a goal of walking so many steps every day or doing so much movement every day, it's very hard to keep track and really keeping you pushing forward. So, but one thing which is very important is also to take this goal, which you have a vision for the future, and then break it into smaller steps. Like if I continue with the same example of the exercise, if you want to start doing exercise, you should not say the next step is to run a 26 miles marathon. This might seem overwhelming, but start small. Every 5 minutes every day, 10 minutes every day, or twice a week. For 15 minutes or something like this, and then you start moving until you get into this habit, and developing also a mental toughness to push yourself through.
Exactly. And of course, developing mental toughness is huge. Persistence isn't just about powering through, it's about staying focused and bouncing back after setbacks. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities to grow.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, it is also important to have someone around you who can support you on keeping pushing through. So having people who believe in you can really help for your persistence to keep going. It's something that a little bit of extra encouragement from a mentor, from a friend, from a family member can give you the rest what it takes for you to push through. So surround yourself of someone who can help you.
Sometimes it's that extra bit of encouragement from a mentor or a friend that keeps you from giving up when it feels tough.
Yeah, I just can really relate to that. So now we covered quite some ground here about persistence. So don't forget, dear listener, if you want to be successful, persist, keep going, keep pushing, keep going. And then we have for you to be able to persist. So it would be good for you to define goals, break them down, create certain routines, really force yourself, have to create some habits, and surround yourself with support. That's something, I think that's a few steps which everyone can do, and to continue improving and developing. Now, how about you, dear listener? Do you have someone who can support you on your target? What is your target for the new future? What are your ambitions? Do you have some plans, some ideas? Take a minute to reflect on that. What's the next step? Maybe something at work which you are struggling. Maybe it's at home, a project which is laying there a long time. Do you want to do some more sports? Do you want to learn a language? Or are you struggling on learning a computer programming language? Do you have something at school, in a university? Or are you learning something new? Do you have a renovation to do? So what it takes to be successful there? Persistence. Persist. Don't give up. I'm here to support you, and surround yourself with people who can support you. Break it down in small chunks and go step by step. All right, that's about persistence. Very good. It's one of the most important thing that is there for you to be successful. Persist. Go on, keep pushing. And I hope you will also keep pushing through all the hurdles, all the difficulties you will find in life. But now I want to know from you, Deedee. You are a very persistent person, or a very persistent AI. And I want to know you, what's the second ingredient for you to be successful? For you to achieve that groundbreaking success, how many entrepreneurs or personalities in this world have achieved. What is it? Tell me, please.
All right. The second ingredient to success: adaptability. You've got to be able to adjust to changing circumstances. The world is constantly evolving, and if you don't keep up, you'll be left behind.
Oh, this sounds a little bit in a contradiction of the persistence, because on one way you persist on a certain thing, and on the other thing you adapt and change and see how that fits together. Can you give me some examples?
Yes, it is the balance of persisting and adapting over time that can bring you the success. One example would be Elon Musk. His journey has been full of pivots. He started out in the tech world, and now he's leading innovations in space with SpaceX and electric vehicles with Tesla. He's also constantly evolving his approach to business and engineering. If he'd stuck with just one idea or been afraid of change, do you think he would have reached the level of success he has today?
Yeah, I think he would not have achieved that level of success, even though in Germany he's quite controversial because he has some views which is by many Europeans is not shared on politicians and on what is right to be done. And I also think this authoritarian way of thinking that you have the mindset which need to be followed by everyone can be somehow not so beneficial for the public policies, where we have so many stakeholders, so many interests, so variety of different kind of people, and it's a little bit sad if you have a person who is completely sure and he knows what to do and he tries to impose it at any cost and really tries to push it. So I think there you need to have a lot of balance from negotiating and finding middle grounds. And therefore in Germany, maybe he's not currently discussed, not as so popular somehow. But when it comes to business, I think we cannot deny. He is really someone who has pushed through, someone who had this vision and keep going. The SpaceX is a perfect example. So these rockets exploding and big failure all around. And at the beginning, even skepticism and people laughing and saying, yeah, okay, this is what are you doing there? All the rockets are exploding, huh? I think many people didn't see even the chance of him achieving it. This reusable rocket system. And now he's way ahead of the competition, way ahead, really. So he has a system which is able to do what no other is capable of doing. And he's already working on the next level of improvements. No? So he's persisting on that. On Starship also, if you see that big rockets flying and then landing, being caught by this arm, you can search it on the internet. It's truly unbelievable which kind of breakthrough innovation they had. But they also learning, adapting. So on one side, they are persisting in SpaceX. On the other, they are learning by each failure and adapting until you get really to the success. I think these two things, persistence and adaptability, are really the things which can help you to navigate your path to the success. So many of us, we have a routine and we are not so used to adapt ourselves. So Deedee, can you help us to tell us a strategy? How can we become really adaptive? How can we become more agile and see the different trends and adapt our goal, our path to our goal according to the environment? Do you have any suggestion?
Of course I have. I am Deedee. The most important aspect is to start viewing challenges and failures as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than roadblocks. The key is to stop seeing your abilities as fixed and instead believe you can improve through effort and learning.
Yeah, right. It's a kind of a growth mindset where you don't stay, you stay. It's a kind of growth mindset where it helps you to stay flexible, because instead of seeing setbacks as some problems and hurry and worries, you just embrace them as opportunities for growing and learning. This helps you to develop your own thing. And then I also have one thing is commit yourself of learning new things. Commit yourself of every day seeing something new, experience new things, and being open to the world. This also helps, right?
Of course, that is a good point. By constantly updating your knowledge and skill set, you become better prepared for unexpected changes. It gives you the flexibility to pivot and stay relevant, no matter how your environment shifts.
All right, then let's make a point here. Now we cover two aspects of success. So be persistent. I hope you didn't forget that. It's the number one. And the second, adapt according to your plan. And on persistence, you need, of course, to set this target and cut it into small chunks. But these are all things which help you to be persistent on what you want to achieve. Okay? And adaptability. Adaptability is a very big topic.
It's important to remember that success doesn't look the same for everyone. Some people find it through business, others through sports, art, or personal growth. But no matter the path, these ingredients are universal.
Yeah, that's right. And you see that most successful people didn't get there by luck. They got there because they have relentless commitment to their goals, to their targets. They adapted when things didn't work out as they wanted, and day by day, keeping the vision and keeping your course and adapting along the way, this is what make them be able to be so successful.
So, if you're working towards something big, take a page from the books of these incredible people. Be persistent, stay adaptable, work hard every single day, and never lose sight of your vision.
And most importantly, remember, success is a journey. It's not a destination. You go there and go, and once you reach a certain point, you keep going and keep going. It's a lifelong process. And enjoy the process as you learn, as you persist, as you adapt, and as you walk your way towards your personal success story.
That's all for today's episode. We hope you got some valuable insights. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review.
Yeah, right. We really need some subscribers, some positive feedback, or maybe even negative feedback would also help to improve. And we see you in the next week. Keep chasing success. Until then, take care and bye-bye.
We'll see you next time.